name is Dee and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the effects that I had withdrawing from antidepressants. Antidepressants affects everyone differently, so just because my experience was bad doesn't mean that yours will be. I'm just personally going to talk about what happened to me, how I felt, and what was going on in my body while I was going through withdrawals. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy this video. I hope it helps you. I hope it's informative, and I hope that it can shed light on a situation that so many of us have to go through. So I was on the antidepressant Paxil for approximately 4 months. My dosage wasn't really that high, and I really didn't feel like I needed to be on Paxil, but I will probably make my whole why I got on antidepressants and my experience during being on antidepressants. I'll probably end up making a video on those topics, so stay tuned for that. So I'm just going to talk about the withdrawals that I had, because I just felt when I was going through my withdrawals, no one understood what I was going through. Even when I went to talk to doctors, I probably went to 4 or 5 different doctors, 2 different psychiatrists, and they basically were trying to tell me that it's all in my head. And obviously it's not in my head, because I'm actually having physical symptoms. Like, I would understand if it's just like mind racing, but I'm having physical symptoms without having mind racing. Because if you have done therapy, you've probably heard of your thoughts create how you feel. So what I would understand if I'm having racing thoughts, that I'm gonna start to feel tense, I'm gonna start to have panic, I'm gonna start to have elevated heart rate, I'm gonna have certain symptoms based on my thoughts. If they're negative, I'm gonna have a negative effect. It's gonna have a negative effect on my body. So I stopped taking my antidepressants because I felt like it was not working for me, in the sense that it wasn't doing what I thought it would do. It was kind of just making me feel really numb and dull, and I just found myself drinking a lot, and I just felt really like bleh. Like, I didn't feel like myself. I'm usually how I am, like, kind of talking right now. I'm a really bubbly person. I'm uplifting. Like, that's just the kind of personality that I have, and I just felt like the antidepressants were taking away from who I truly was. Like, I wasn't having anxious thoughts, yes, but I wasn't necessarily happy either. So with that, I just decided that coming off antidepressants was going to be my best bet. So knowing that I didn't like how the antidepressants were making me feel, I met with my psychiatrist to talk about what I was feeling. He also expressed to me his concern as the sense of, yeah, antidepressants, they can kind of make you feel level, they kind of don't always make you feel better in a sense. So he was telling me, you know what, your problem isn't necessarily a mental illness, it's mental health. And he kind of struck the difference between the two. He's like, a mental illness is an illness that needs to be treated. Mental health is something that you need to have, in the sense of, like, you need to have physical health, which we know what that is. Physical health is going to the gym, eating the right foods, drinking water, going outside and working our bodies. Like, we know what physical health is when we're physically healthy, but we also lack knowing what mental health is, which is taking time for ourselves, interacting with our family, and meditating, taking time for your prayers, self-care. Those are things that are mental health. So he was telling me it's not a mental illness that you have. You need to work on mental health, which in a sense is rejuvenating your mind and working on that instead of trying to medicate. Because if you medicate, okay, yeah, but then what happens after when you have poop out? Or what happens later when you don't adapt healthy lifestyle choices? In the sense of, if you're overweight and, okay, you take these diet pills, you start to lose weight, but if you go back to eating the same way, you're gonna gain weight again. So therefore, we need to get to the root of the issue, which is working on mental health, creating a healthy mental lifestyle as well as having a physical one. So I decided with my own free will, I didn't consult any doctor. Like, we spoke about not needing it, but we never said I'm gonna come off and here's how I'm gonna come off. We just kind of spoke about, like, this is not helping your problem. You need to improve your mental health and take time to make sure that the way you condition your body is the same way that you're conditioning every aspect of your life. So with that, I meant to see him on November the 28th. November 28th? No, I lied to you. I met him on the 22nd. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, I met him on the 22nd. On the 28th, I decided I'm not taking any more antidepressants. On the 28th, I didn't take anything. I ended up going to work and I was feeling off. I was having really bad anxiety, but not to the point where I was having an attack. Just like, I just was feeling really, like, I'm having all these weird thoughts kind of thing. All right. So that was on Wednesday. On Thursday, I felt fine, you know. I didn't go to work that day, though. I just stayed home, but I was feeling fine. On Friday, I didn't go to work again, but I go stay at my parents' house on the weekends. So I was going to my parents' house on Friday. I felt a little bit weird on the way there. I get to my parents' house, and me and my mom decided that we needed to go to the drugstore for something. So I'm with her. We're driving in the car. She's driving. And we go to the drugstore, Shoppers Drug Mart here. And when we went in the store, I was feeling like off, but I'm not feeling terrible. We get back in the car, and I just started to feel like elevated. Like I'm just getting worried, and I'm feeling like my heart rate elevate. And so I'm thinking like, this is really weird. So this is going to be my second day now off of Paxil. And so I'm feeling really, really weird. And so I'm kind of like, Mom, I don't really feel good. Like I'm feeling nauseous. And I had no triggers. Like there was nothing that happened in the store. There was nothing bad. This is just like totally random. Like I've never experienced anything like this ever. So my mom's driving home. It's about a 10-minute drive. And I'm just like, Mom, I don't feel good. Like, I feel really off. Like, I'm just, like, rocking. And she's, like, looking at me like, are you okay? And I'm just like, I don't know. And I just felt really, really off. So, whatever. We go to her house, and there's, like, stairs to get up. So, I walk up the stairs, and I just felt pooped. Like, I just felt like I just ran a marathon or something. Like, it was just the craziest thing ever. And I was like, Mom, I feel really like I can't breathe. And she's like, are you okay? Like, relax, like, sit down. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll relax. I go and I sit down. I'm like, Mom, no, it's getting worse. And at this point, I'm now starting to go, like, in and out. Like, in the sense that I'm, like, going, like, Mom, I'm feeling sick. Help. Like, it was just the weirdest thing ever. Like, I just felt out of it. So my mom and dad actually ended up bringing me to the hospital. And I was at the hospital all night. They couldn't find nothing wrong with me. But at this point in time, I'm not linking anything to being off of the Paxil, because while I was going on Paxil, I never really had any symptoms. It was when I came off, I realized the little things that were going on while I was taking antidepressants. And that's probably why I'll end up making a different video about what it was like being on antidepressants and why I started. So the hospital had no idea what was going on with me, so whatever, they just sent me home. At this point in the morning, I was feeling a bit better. I had to work on Saturday, but I didn't go because I was in the hospital literally until maybe 5 in the morning, and I started work at 7. So I didn't go to work on the Saturday. I knew I had to go on Sunday because I'm like, I already missed enough days right now at this point. I need to go to work. So I go on Sunday and I feel okay. I feel a little bit of like headache, underlying uneasiness, but I never felt totally like out of it. So that was a Sunday. So now I was off of it from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in the hospital, Saturday and Sunday. And I'm like, Sunday I'm feeling more physical things in the sense of like I'm having headaches. I'm kind of feeling nauseous. I'm not feeling well. This is now going to be my 4th day on withdrawals. So days go by and I'm feeling really weird. Like I'm just feeling, every day I'm feeling these brain zaps, which is, if you ever came off antidepressants, you know what brain zaps are. It's basically like an electric current going through your brain. It's the hardest thing to explain if you haven't been going through withdrawals yourself. I'm not sure if it's the same if people who have like drug withdrawals or alcohol withdrawal, if they also feel this, but when you're going through a withdrawal, like it's common to feel like these brain movements. I don't know how to, sensations, I don't know how to explain it. So basically I was feeling these brain sensations and they couldn't stop. Like even if I would take like a Tylenol, like it was not stopping. So I started to take omega-3s because I was actually on a previous, so Paxil is an SSRI, and I was on an SNRI before, and I found that when I was having those brain sensations, I guess what I want to call it, that actually when I was taking my omega-3s, it actually helped it with it a lot, like major. So I decided to do that same method with when I was coming off of this, but for some reason it wasn't working. Like when I was taking the omegas before, I felt maybe relief in like a couple hours, and I probably had relief for the whole day until the next time I would take it again. But I was feeling no relief, and I was taking the exact same omega-3s, and so I was just really confused at this point, and nothing was working. So on December 9th, I want to say, I just started to have like these anxiety attacks, like panic attacks, to the point where like I've never even had anything like this before. But at this point, I'm having like weird, like heart racing, heart pumping. Like I've never had anything like this ever. So I'm thinking like, what is going on? Like, am I having a heart issue? Am I like going through palpitations? Like, what is going on with me? So I just had those for a few days. And then on December 11th, I was home, and I just ended up having like a full-blown anxiety attack. Like, I thought I was gonna die. I thought like nothing was gonna save me. I was like in full-blown, I never even had one before, so I didn't even know what was going on. Like, I was like hyperventilating, I was dizzy, I was sweating, I was in and out. Like, I was like, oh my god. And I'm by myself, so I'm like worried as heck. And I was just out of it. Like, I had to go to the hospital. Like, I didn't know what was going on. Like, I didn't know if I was having a heart attack. I didn't know if I was dying. Like, I did not know what was going on with me at all. I just felt totally hopeless. So I go to the hospital on December 11th. I'm there all night. They can't find anything. Yeah, they're like, your heart rate is abnormal right now. Are you okay? Did you take any drugs? I'm like, no. I'm taking medical drugs though. And I was just like, no, like, I just didn't get it at all. I didn't understand, because I never had these before being on antidepressants, and I never had it during. So in my head, I'm not thinking it's happening because I'm coming off. Like, I knew coming off there was going to be some issues, but I never thought they were going to be this bad, because my previous SNRI, I quit cold turkey. Well, I weaned off, I'm not going to lie. I did wean off actually slightly, but this, I actually quit cold turkey. Don't do that. Yeah, don't. So I was in the hospital on December 11th. I was just feeling sick. Like, those few weeks, I was out of it. Like, when I say out of it, like headaches, I was having constant, I couldn't go to work. I couldn't go outside. Every time I'd go outside, I'd get riddled with anxiety. Every time I would try to do anything, I'd get riddled with anxiety. I had to go to the grocery store with my boyfriend, and I was just like, please, can we go? Like, I was like moping. I'm like, ugh, lungs, like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I just don't feel right. Like, something feels off. And it's like, it's so hard to explain when you're on it, but just know that what you're feeling is not crazy, because I felt the same thing, and I felt the exact same way. I just felt, this is insane, this is crazy, no one is getting what I'm saying. So I've had the withdrawals now for about 2 weeks, and it's not letting up. Like, it's getting worse actually. I started to get really bad thoughts. I started to think I was dying. I started to think that people were following me. I started to have like, kind of like, I was going into like a psychosis kind of thing. Like, it was weird as heck. I just totally thought that like I ruined my brain. Nothing is gonna help me. Nothing is gonna solve this. Like, I totally messed up. I shouldn't have ever taken antidepressants in the first place. Like, my brain is just going off on me. Like, I just felt hopeless. I felt like I made a huge mistake in my life. I felt like I had no one I could talk to, no one I could relate to, because the doctors kept saying, oh, like, you shouldn't be having these withdrawals. Oh, these withdrawals are not, it's not because of the Paxil. And I'm like, what? So where is this coming from? This is not just coming out of nowhere. I've never had any of these symptoms before. So where is it coming from? I was just really confused about the whole situation. Sorry, I'm just reading my little paper because I recorded this before and it didn't work out. So I went and ended up I had to go back on the Paxil to come off, because it was so unbearable, to the point where like I thought I was gonna kill myself. Like, it was that bad. So I remember like one day I felt semi-decent. Like, I would say I felt like 4% decent, which was better than the negative 1,000 I was feeling the week, like the last couple weeks. So on December 18th, I ended up trying to walk to the gym, which is just like 2 blocks from my house. I tried walking to the gym, and so I'm walking, and I just get hit with like a wave of like, you can't do this anymore. Like, my head was spinning. I thought I was gonna throw up. Like, it was spinning, and then I had the jolts going through my brain. I just could not do it anymore. Like, I was literally like, I thought I was gonna be permanently damaged like this. I thought my life was gonna be over. So I was just like, no, I can't do this. My doctor is actually in between the gym and my house, so it's like he's like 1 block. So I went to his office, who was not the doctor who prescribed me, is the doctor I got later on. He actually was like, you need to go back on. Like, I'm sorry, I know you don't want to go back on, but you need to go on and get off properly. So that is what I ended up doing. I had to go back on the Paxil, and I went on 10 milligrams. I was on that for about a week. And then I had an aggressive tapering plan because they knew how badly I didn't want to be on it. So don't follow this advice at all. This is what me, my doctor, my psychiatrist agreed upon. This is not something that I self-did, like when I decided to come off cold turkey. Yeah, don't do that. So basically we decided that, okay, what I'm going to do is 10 milligrams for 1 week, which I did. And then it was like 0.5 milligrams for 1 week. And then 0.5 every other day for 4 days, and then I was done. So I did a tapering plan for about a little over 2 weeks, and that has made all the difference. Yes, when I came off of the tapering plan, I was having a little bit of symptoms, but nothing like, nothing. I wasn't having the brain zaps, I wasn't having the headaches, the nausea that I was having prior to. But I was feeling a little bit off, but not super crazy or anything. So yeah, we decided to put me on an aggressive tapering plan because I was at the point where it's like I really felt like these drugs were ruining my life. So they totally understood where I was coming from. Like, it was to the point where the antidepressants were making me worse because all I could think about was, I don't want to be on this. I hate it. So yes, I was on an aggressive tapering plan and I was able to get off. Not symptom free, but not as crazy as it was when I quit cold turkey. So definitely do not quit cold turkey. Don't do that. So I'm just gonna review the symptoms I had. I had like nausea, dizziness. I was like in and out, which I basically say is like going like bopping, like kind of like you're just like queasy, like a queasy feeling, but you're not necessarily queasy. I was having brain zaps. I was going through psychosis. I just was like not here. I thought I was disconnected from reality. I was having the weirdest thoughts, like I'm gonna kill myself, like I'm gonna die, this is the end of the world, my brain is damaged. Like, I was having the craziest thoughts that are like, when I say them out loud sometimes, I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I was thinking that. And I was having nausea, no appetite, I could not eat. I lost so much weight. I was not eating. I couldn't eat. Eating made me anxious. Everything made me anxious. Getting up I got an anxiety attack. So just know that whatever you are going through is not permanent. Like, you will eventually overcome it. Just make sure that you do the right steps. Make sure that you follow what your doctor says. Do not do what I do because you will suffer. And it is not impossible to get off of Paxil. I've heard people say they've tried for years, they keep trying, and I would say you can get off of it. I am proof. I am off of Paxil now for about 6 weeks. So it is possible to get off of it. Do not make them tell you that you cannot get off of it. Yes, you can. Yes, it is hard. It is very hard. But you can get off of it. If you have self-determination, if you are determined to get off of it, you can. If you feel like it's not helping you, get off of it. There's so many other antidepressants. There's so many other ways to improve your mental health. You can go to therapy. You can start to exercise. You can change your diet. You can do so many natural things to help get off of it that it is crazy. And I'll also make a video of some of the remedies I used while I was going through my withdrawals to like help me naturally, which I feel was so beneficial to helping my overall well-being. Like, I'm not gonna say I'll never take an antidepressant again because I do also have struggles, but I will never go for that first option. I will always seek therapy, seek treatment, seek other things before I decide to go on antidepressants, which I shouldn't have even been on, but that's a whole nother story. I talk kind of fast, I'm sorry about that. But, wait a minute. While I do feel like antidepressants are great, I feel like it's good in context. Antidepressants are not for everyone. You should definitely consult with your doctor to see if they're the best option for you and your situation. And definitely be kind to yourself. Like, I knew, like, when I was trying to get off the Paxil, I thought, like, I'm hopeless, I'm a loser, I can't get off of this, like, what type of person am I, like, how can you not get off of pills, like, it's easy. So be kind to yourself, don't beat yourself up. Everyone's body is different. Just because someone was able to quit cold turkey doesn't mean you will. So just be kind to yourself and be patient. Mental health is just something that is so personal. Like, just because someone else was able to get off in a week or two doesn't mean that will be the same for you. Just because you never had any effects coming on doesn't mean you won't have coming off. Just because you had coming off doesn't mean another one you'll have that same issue. It's just, mental health is so personal to every single person that you really have to consider that when you're going through it, and not to rush yourself. Be patient with your body, love your body. And I know I used to cry almost every single day while I was going through my withdrawals. I know that it is hard, but trust me, you can get through it, you will get over it. It's not your fault, you're not hopeless, like, you can get over this. You just really have to look for that one piece of you that says, I can do it, and just let that trump over everything else. If you have to go back on antidepressants to get off, go back on. Don't feel ashamed. Don't feel this thing on. I suffered with withdrawals for about 3 weeks because I was just so in my brain that, like, if I get back on, I'm a loser, I'm pathetic. Like, no, I had to go back on, or else I was, like, probably at the point where I wanted to die. So it was just like, you cannot force your body. Love your body, be patient with yourself, and just accept that everyone is different. Don't blame yourself because you're unable to get off fast and your friends are able to get off really fast, or a cousin you know was able to get off fast. Take time with your body. Get to know your body at each level of weaning off before you continue to do so. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Follow my social medias. They're all Deep with D, which is on my Twitter, which is my Instagram, and which is also my, Twitter and Instagram. What's another one? Snapchat. I'm not really active on those sites, but I will start to as I generate more followers and I have people watching it. But please follow my socials, subscribe to my channel if you want to learn more about mental health, self-care, mental illnesses, natural remedies for helping you, and also overall maintenance of health life. We need to be healthy mentally, spiritually, and physically to live our best lives, okay? Thank you, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it helped someone out there. I just want you to know that antidepressants withdrawals are very real. They are very severe, and you're not the only one going through it. Don't ever feel like you're alone. You always have someone that you can talk to. Mental health and mental illnesses are something that is becoming more openly spoken about, and more research is going in, and that is amazing. So I just hope you have a blessed day. I hope that anything that you're trying to achieve, that you're able to achieve, and I just hope that overall you feel so much better in all aspects of your life. Bye!